Hey y'all, welcome to my fourth episode of Masculine Mondays. This is going to be the card we're going to make today. It is a birthday card, and then there's the inside of the card. I'm really sad to say that this stamp set is on the last chance list, and so is this gingham paper, but we'll get into that more in a little bit. But like I said, the stamp set that we're going to be featuring is called Biggest Wish, and it is on the last chance sale. So I think that starts the 1st of April, and you can get a lot of the products are up to 60% off. This isn't one that they have on sale, but it's still going to retire, so it's while supplies last. So that's one you're going to want to look at. And I can't remember. I think that this beautiful balloon set is also on the last chance list, but I'm not sure. You can check the list yourself to see. Like I said, I can't remember, and I meant to check everything before I got started, but I let that slip. So forgive me for that, but we will be using this for the inside sentiment. It says, I think it's time to celebrate, and we will put a little bit of the confetti on the inside of the card. So that's the stamp sets we're going to be using. Then the paper we're going to be using is the Glorious Gingham. It's one of my favorites. I've used it quite a bit. It is one of the products that is leaving us this year. It is going to be on sale, so you'll get it at a discounted price. It's going to be 20% off for $8.40, and that's a good buy because this is very pretty paper. So the colors in it are Blueberry Bushel, and I will only show you one side of each, and then we'll flip it over and see the other side. So there's Blueberry Bushel, Berry Burst, Pecan Pie, Lemon Lime Twist, and Pretty Peacock. So those are the front sides, and it's a bigger gingham pattern. And then on the other side is a smaller gingham pattern. So it's really cute paper. I just love it because I'm anything country. I like it, and I think gingham goes with country. So that's the paper we're going to be using. They're also going to be using the 3D Basics folders, and those are on the online exclusives. So there are three 3D things. One has dots, one has just a subtle pattern, and this one has, it kind of looks like a little like snowflakey flower pattern. So we'll be using those, and I want to show you, I've already embossed my piece because I didn't bring my Big Shot out here, but I want to show you how you do it. And the one we're going to be using is this little subtle pattern. So you would take your sandwich to make a sandwich. I'm going to just kind of put it in there. Like I said, I won't be putting it through, but you'll take your cardstock, get it open here, take your cardstock, and I like to line up, there's a line down here, I like to line that line up with the edge of the cardstock. That way you're getting it straight, and you just close it down, and then you're going to use your base plate number 1, and then you will use your specialty plate number 4. You don't need any other plates on here, so you use that one and put it in there and run it through your machine. And like I said, I didn't bring my machine out, but that's how you do it. So I just wanted to kind of show that, so that way there wouldn't be any confusion on how to do the 3D embossing folders. And you can always tell they're 3D embossing folders because they don't bend. They are very thick. So that's that. Let's bring this back closer to where I can reach it. And then we're going to get busy on our card. So the first thing we're going to need is a card base, and it's cut 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Then we're going to need a piece of basic white at 5 1/4 by 4, and that's for the inside of the card. Then we are going to need, and this is going to be our embossed piece. I don't know, can you see that subtle embossing? So, and that is going to be 5 1/4 by 4, and you run that through the embossing machine. I think that's so cool. And then we are going to need a blueberry bushel matte piece, and it's going to be 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. Then we need another basic white piece for on there, and that's going to be to stamp the sentiment, and it's 3 by 2 1/4. Then we need a piece of the gingham for the inside, cut at 4 by 1. And then we have the piece to decorate our envelope. I'd always like to decorate an envelope. And it is cut at 6 by 1 3/4. And this will vary depending on your envelopes, but that's the size I needed. And it's 6 by 1 3 1/4. You're also gonna, of course, need an envelope. And then for the front of our card, the DSP, we're gonna need a piece of the blueberry bushel gingham cut at 2 by 5 1/4. And those are our pieces we're gonna need. So now we can get started doing our stamping. And we're gonna use the blueberry bushel ink. And let me get my stamps. So we're gonna do, we have the cursive happy and the block birthday. So that's gonna be, I like to put these down like this and then pick it up with the block like so. Well, maybe it's sticking to that glass mat. Oh my goodness. It really stuck. Holy cow. It really stuck on there. Maybe that glass mat is sticky, I guess. So there's our happy. And we're gonna bring in a little bit smaller block for it. And pick it up, and there's our happy. Okay, so now let's sort these pieces back out here, get them put away and get them as I need them. That goes there, this, and this, and this, and this. Okay, that goes on the inside. Okay, now, first thing, we need our bone folder. I like to give my cards a good crease so that way they lay flat. So then we're gonna take our embossed piece and put it down. Okay, and I use liquid glue. You can use whatever your glue of choice. We have this green glue, and we have Stampin' Seal and Stampin' Seal Plus. And then we also have tear and tape and glue dots. And you can find all of those in my shop. Okay, put that down. Then we are gonna put our designer series paper down next. And you could use either side for this card. And maybe I will. Maybe since I made one with this gingham, maybe I'll use this side this time. Why not? We can switch it up. So here's our front piece, and you just kind of line it up there and try to get it as straight as you can. I just kind of eyeball it, and when I think it looks good, I don't press it down till I'm happy with it. Oop, and then I made it worse. Okay, that looks good. Okay, give that a good press. And I like to give it a crease like that with the designer series paper. It makes that glue stick better, I think. So that's that. Now we're gonna do our stamping. And we are going to do the birthday first. Let me close this glue so it doesn't dry out, because I'll be needing it again. Okay, let's set that aside. Here's our blueberry bushel ink. And And this is a bold stamp, so you need to make sure it's good and covered. You can see I'm just kind of looking at it to make sure I got ink everywhere. Then we're gonna take it right down. Make sure you can see this. And press it down. I like to leave it set for just a second, just enough to make sure that ink transfers onto the cardstock, and it did. And it looks really dark when it's wet, but it dries really pretty. And it looks just exactly like the blueberry bushel, but when the ink is a little wet, it looks darker than what it is. So there's that one done. And then we need to bring in our happy. Don't want to put it upside down. That would have been a problem. So I like to look at it and make sure it's inked good. Okay, and then we are gonna put our happy right above it here. Okay, and that's pretty. Let me clean this stamp. I have my Stampin' Chamois. I like to clean my stamps as I go because otherwise I sometimes forget. And you just kind of have to rub it on there. Mine is very used because I use it all the time. I love it. It's one of my favorite purchases that I've done is that Stampin' Chamois. Okay. So now, I hope y'all don't mind my little sniffles. I got the sniffles. I was saying that I do daycare for little kids. And so anytime you're working with little kids, they constantly have the sniffles. And so old Nanny, that's what they call me. They call me Nanny. Nanny gets the sniffles quite often too, just because I like to love on them babies. They're fun. So there's that, nice and glued down. And then we're gonna take this and we're gonna pop it up on dimensionals. And I'm doing the worst thing, leave my stamp head open. I could make a mess with that. So let's get our Take Your Pick tool. I like my Take Your Pick tool for putting dimensionals because I can grab hold of them underneath it and get them and put them down. And I like to put dimensionals all over it so that way it doesn't get sagged, you know, when it's gonna go through that postal meter, it's gonna get squished. And you don't want the center to be sagging down once it gets to where it's going. Let's pick those up. Okay, that's got those done. So then we're gonna put this just right like that on dimensionals. Okay, then we're gonna bring in the inside of our card and we are gonna get that set with the balloons. Bring in another block and it's gonna be it's time to celebrate, or it's time for a celebration, something. And then also I want this little confetti. So I need to find a small block for that. Let's see if I can find one in here. Yeah, right there. And I believe this little tiny block is retiring too. I plan on ordering a couple of those before it goes out. That's why they give us the last chance list, so we can stock up on the things that are leaving us. But the good thing about it is every time there's a last chance catalog, that means there's a new catalog coming out. And I just love the new catalogs when they come out. It's so fun. So I can't wait to get my hard copy of the new catalog. I've seen the one online. The demonstrators get to see it online ahead of time, so I've seen it, but I would like to get my hands on a copy, and should be getting it hopefully one day this week. But we're going to make sure this is straight and stamp it down. Very good. Okay, clean this stamp up. Okay. And then we're gonna do our little confettis. As that's one thing I say, just because it's a man card doesn't mean they don't like a little bit of special stuff on their cards as well. But you just have to watch what you're doing with it. But I think this little touch of confetti is cute for the guy cards. So I think that's cute, and it gives you plenty of space to write your message and tell that man in your life how much you love him. So that's got our stamping done. Put that away. So now we can take our glue, and we're going to glue the DSP piece to the bottom of the card here. Oh, I almost messed up. I'm doing this one the other way. I was going to put it on the wrong side. Okay, so there's that. And we will just glue that to the bottom here. I like to leave a white strip so that you can tell that you put that on there. I don't know, that's the way I like it. Then we're gonna bring our card back in, and we're gonna glue this to the inside of the card. And we are almost done. This is gonna be a quick one. Okay. Get that put on there. And press it down. There we go. Now, one more thing. I still, even though it's a guy card, I want to put some bling. And these are the basic jewels. I don't know if they're different now, but these are an old set that I had. But you could also use these iridescent rhinestones, but this is an old set I had, and I just want to try to use them up. So, and what I'm going to do is you can take your Stampin' Blends, and this is my Blueberry Bushel set. And what I like about Stampin' Up! Products is if it's Blueberry Bushel, it's going to match all the way across the board. Everything that says it matches Blueberry Bushel will match perfectly. So I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends, and with the Stampin' Blends, you can see that on the end here, it's got a little thin line, and on this end, it's got a thick line. So this is a bullet tip, and this is the brush tip. So if you're going to be coloring in a big surface, you might want to use the brush. If you're doing small surfaces, you might want to use the bullet tip. Now for coloring on the gems, I'm going to use the brush tip, but I'm going to use the side of the brush tip because you don't want to hurt the point. So yeah, that way but I'm going to color my jewels to match my card. So if they don't have a jewel to match what you want to use on your cards, you can always use the Stampin' Blends to color them. So I'm going to color in one big one here. Oh, I guess that's the medium size. There we go. And then this one here, and then a small one. So you can see, you can color your blends with your jewels with your Stampin' Blend markers, and see how they look so pretty that way. And I don't know. I think guys would like to have bling on their cards as well. So now we are going to take, where's my Take Your Pick tool? Need my Take Your Pick tool. And we're going to take these off of there. And we're going to put one here. And we'll take this little tiny one and put it up there. Okay, and then we're going to bring this medium one down here. Get a hold of it and place it right here. And then place this one here. And that is our card. So now the last thing we have to do, I think that's so pretty. You can see the bling on it. And like I said, just because it says masculine doesn't mean you can't put a jewel or two. So, and then we're going to use this piece to decorate our envelope, so that way the envelope doesn't feel left out. So we're going to put the glue. I like to put the glue on the flap so that I can see where it's going. and you just want very little, but yet you want it to go clear to the edges, because it's going to run through, like I said, it's going to run through that postal meter, and you don't want any loose pieces that could get caught in the postal meter. So that's got that, and then we're going to take this, and we're going to use the small gingham side again to make it match our card, and slide that up and get it so that it's even. I like to tap it down, and that gets it even on my card. And then the last thing we have to do is trim it up, so that way it's like our flap on our card. Let me use that bone holder to make sure that's good and sealed down. Okay, now we're going to trim up these edges here, and just trim that off. And the same on this side. Just trim that off. And there we have our envelope for our card. So there we go. We are all done. This was a quick one, and I hope you like it, and I hope that the fella in your life likes it. But it's a real simple, easy card to make, and you can use, I mean, I love this Biggest Wish stamp set. I'm so sad that it's going out. It was one of my favorites, but there'll be others that we will like, I know. So here's both cards and the envelopes to match. So I'll bring them so you can see them. Okay, and like I said, you can go to my website, and the link will be posted in the description below to go to my website or to my blog, either one, to see the products that are here. And if you go to the website, you will be able to see the last chance product list when it becomes available. So that way you can place your order and get your orders in for the last chance product. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to help you with all your Stampin' Up! Needs. If you'd like to become a demonstrator so that you can see the products early, you can contact me, and I will help you sign up to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and you can be part of Katie's Happy Stampers. I'd love to have you, and I just hope that you all have a wonderful evening, and love those men in your life, and hopefully these masculine man cards will help you out, and y'all have a great night. Thanks. Bye-bye.